He stumbles and falls. How dare you? He stands back up and dusts off his clothes. Sylvia treasures me. She protects me like I might disappear. How dare you treat me like this? Just wait and see. He glares at me angrily, then slams the door behind him as he leaves. My heart sinks, and panic starts rising inside me. Just like I feared, not even 10 minutes pass before Sylvia arrives. Her eyes are red. Her hands tighten around my neck. Leo only came to see you out of kindness, and you sent thugs after him. My pupils shrink. I didn't. Stop lying. If I hadn't arrived in time, he would have gotten hurt again because of you. I know you like me. But I've told you again and again, I don't like you. If you hurt Leo, I'll start hating you. I cough violently, tears filling my eyes. I really didn't do anything. Suddenly, Sylvia smiles. Her cold smile sends chills through me. Fine. If you still refuse to admit it, then don't blame me for what happens next. She claps her hands. 5 large men walk into the room. My pupils shrink. Sylvia, what are you doing? Sylvia looks at me without even a trace of warmth. You hurt Leo. I try to get out of bed, but my broken bones won't let me move. Are you insane? This will destroy the partnership between our families. For Leo, I'm willing to become enemies with the Shi family too. Sylvia turns and starts walking away. Are you really going to do this to me? I completely break down as I scream. Sylvia stops and looks back at me. If you're scared, I'll give you one chance. Promise me you won't choose me as your bride at the birthday banquet, and I'll let you go. My voice is cracked and weak. I never intended to choose you anyway. I would never choose you. Sylvia's expression changed. You won't choose me? Would I believe that? She let out a cold laugh. You've been chasing after me since childhood. You've been attached to me for years. Now that you're being this stubborn, don't blame me for being ruthless. The door shut with a click. 5 men closed in around me. In despair, I shut my eyes tight. The sound of tearing clothes echoed in my ears. No, stay away from me. Let me go. The 5 men grinned as they pinned me to the floor. Every bone in my body was already broken. I no longer had the strength to fight back. The man in front smiled while looking down at me. There's nowhere left to run now. Tonight, we'll take good care of you. I bit my lips with all the strength I had left. The taste of blood spread through my mouth. I can't die here. I can't let these animals ruin me. In the very next moment, I shoved the closest man away with the last bit of strength I had and threw myself toward the window. The glass shattered and freezing air rushed inside. I fell from the 2nd floor. A sharp pain shot through my right leg, but there was no time to stop. Dragging my broken leg, I ran with everything I had. Angry shouts echoed behind me. Terrified of being caught, I pushed myself past my limits and staggered forward. But in the next instant, bright headlights came straight at me. A sports car sped the wrong way and slammed into me. My body flew into the air. Then I crashed onto the ground again. Blood spread everywhere. I lay there, slowly losing consciousness. I heard a car door open and footsteps approaching. Elena, that was too cruel. Serena spoke. Sylvia already sent people to kill him, and then you ran him over too. Elena let out a cold laugh. If he hadn't tried to run, I wouldn't have had to do it. Who told him to run away? Too bad killing him isn't easy. He's still alive. Ava spoke up. If he died, we wouldn't have to keep up this act anymore, and we could stay with Leo. An invisible hand tightened around my heart. The pain was suffocating. They wanted to watch me die. When I woke up, I was in the hospital again, wrapped in bandages like a mummy. Elena was the first to lean toward me. Xavier, you're awake. Sorry. We were in a hurry and didn't see you, so we accidentally hit you. Serena grabbed my hand. Her voice was extremely soft. We also found out what happened with Leo at the hospital. We know he framed you. I just stared at them. There was no life left in my eyes. Elena gently stroked my hand. Get some rest. We're going to talk to Sylvia. This time, we'll definitely get justice for you. They turned and left. I closed my eyes. A self-mocking smile appeared on my lips. This time, my injuries were severe. I stayed in the hospital for 2 full weeks. The day I was finally discharged, Elena, Serena, and Ava personally came to take me home. When we arrived at the villa, I found Sylvia and Leo in the living room. What are you doing here? I asked coldly. Sylvia looked up. Her eyes were so cold, as if she were looking at a complete stranger. I came to help Leo collect his things. He won't be staying here anymore. Why? The moment I moved my lips to speak, pain pulled at my injuries. I groaned. I'm afraid he'll get hurt again. Now you understand. Sylvia's smile was ice-cold. If he stays here, he might not survive one day. I clenched my fists so tightly my nails dug into my palms. They were all blind. None of them could see who was actually getting hurt. Sylvia, the packing is done. With red eyes, Leo walked over, his voice trembling. But my trophy is missing. What trophy? Sylvia frowned. The one I won in the piano competition. Leo bit his lip, his eyes filling with tears. It's my only trophy. Sylvia looked straight at me with an icy gaze. Give it back. I laughed in disdain. I didn't take it. Leo turned toward me with a hurt expression. The young master already has everything. He doesn't need my trophy. Why won't you just give it back? Elena pretended to act clueless. Xavier said he didn't take it, so he didn't take it. Why keep asking? Serena and Ava immediately joined in. Exactly. It's just a trophy. Sylvia let out a cold laugh. She pulled out her phone. Come in. Within seconds, over a dozen bodyguards stormed into the villa. Search the place. Don't stop until you find the trophy. Sylvia, you've gone too far. Elena tried to stop her. Sylvia narrowed her eyes. If you want to take his side, then race against me. If you win, don't interfere. If you lose, I'm taking Leo and leaving. The three women exchanged looks before finally nodding. I stood to the side, silently watching the show. I knew better than anyone that Elena was a top-level driver. She had never lost a race in her life. And yet, the result was interesting. Elena's team lost. I watched them step out of their cars. Their faces were filled with fake disappointment. It was almost laughable. What incredible acting. Sylvia returned to the villa and waved her hand sharply. Tear this place apart until that trophy is found. The bodyguards rushed inside. In just a few minutes, the entire villa was reduced to wreckage. I watched it all expressionlessly. Every broken object looked like my shattered dignity. Something impossible to piece back together again. Found it! A bodyguard shouted from upstairs. He came down holding the golden trophy. Sylvia took it and left with Leo in satisfaction. At the door, Leo turned back to look at me. A pure smile of victory spread across his lips. Elena walked toward me. Her voice was soft. Xavier, don't be upset. One day, we'll build you another villa exactly like this. That's right. Whatever they destroyed, we'll replace it all with something new. Serena and Ava joined in too. I looked at them and suddenly burst out laughing. There was something in that laugh that couldn't even be described. Don't you get tired of pretending like this? The three women froze. I said nothing else. I turned around and walked away. I moved into a new villa on the outskirts of the city and locked myself inside day after day. I waited for Luna to return. By the eve of my birthday, I finally stepped outside. I went to the city's most exclusive luxury store. The moment I walked in, I saw Leo. Both of us looked at the same suit at the exact same time. I'll take this one, I said flatly. The sales clerk recognized me immediately. He smiled with practiced flattery. Young Master Shea truly has exceptional taste. This suit is a global limited edition. Only someone of your status can truly wear it. I looked at Leo with open contempt. As for some people, maybe they should look at something else. Clothes like this aren't made for ordinary people. Leo's eyes instantly turned red. He quickly pulled out his phone. Sylvia, come quickly. He's bullying me again. My chest tightened. I immediately realized something was wrong. Without even changing clothes, I rushed outside. But the moment I reached the parking lot, something struck the back of my head. Darkness swallowed me whole and I passed out. When I regained consciousness, I found myself hanging from the outer wall of a building. The piercing wind jolted me awake. Sylvia's cold voice came from above. I lifted my head. I met those eyes that once captivated me. Now they held a bone-chilling coldness. She was the one who stripped me like this. She was the one who hung me here. My pupils shrank violently. An invisible hand gripped my heart and squeezed. Before I could speak, Sylvia grabbed my chin. You like taking things away from Leo, don't you? Then remember this. Before you try to take something again, ask yourself one thing. Can you handle the consequences? She let go of me and turned away without another glance. The sound of her footsteps slowly faded through the hallway and down the stairs. He challenged Leo. He needs to be taught a lesson. There was cruelty in Elena's voice that made me shiver. Adjusting her glasses, Serena said softly, "Take him down after an hour." Ava laughed too. "Why not leave him there all day? He won't die. That'll give us enough time to pick out a new suit for Leo." Their footsteps faded farther and farther away, leaving me alone, hanging 69 floors above the ground. The wind was merciless. My entire body trembled violently. I clenched my jaw as hard as I could. But tears still fell anyway. Why were they doing this? I thought that even if there was no love left, at least our childhood bond would remain. But now they treated me worse than strangers. The next morning, passers-by stopped and pointed at me while gossiping. "Oh my God, isn't that the young master of the Shea family? Why is he hanging there like that? And dressed like that too? How humiliating!" I looked down at the crowd below, tiny like ants. The shame burned so fiercely it felt like it would kill me. A part of me just wanted to let go of the rope. But then Elena, Serena, and Ava finally arrived. Late as always. "Xavier, we're so sorry. We only just found out Sylvia tied you up here." Serena quickly took off her jacket and wrapped it around my trembling shoulders. "Don't be scared. We're taking you home." Ava crouched beside me. "Forgive us. We won't let you suffer anymore." I lifted my head and laughed after seeing their fake faces. The three of them froze. I shoved them away and stood up straight. "Weren't you three the ones who gave me these wounds?" Their expressions changed, but they immediately softened their faces again. "Xavier, you've misunderstood. We don't know anything. I don't want to hear it." I turned and walked away. On the eve of my birthday, they came to my door again. Elena leaned against the doorway. Confidence filled her eyes. "Tomorrow, you're going to choose Sylvia, right?" I looked at them expressionlessly. "I already said I'm not choosing her." Serena sighed. "Stop being stubborn. So what if Sylvia rejected you? You still have us." Ava stepped forward and spoke softly. "We love you. Stop looking at Sylvia and look at us instead." Did they really think I would choose one of them? I turned away. My eyes were calm. "Don't worry. I won't choose any of you." The three women looked at each other. It was obvious they weren't taking me seriously. After a while, they left. But not long after, Sylvia arrived. "I know you're going to choose me tomorrow." "Fine. But promise me you won't hurt Leo again." I cut her off before she could continue. "I'm not choosing you." Sylvia laughed mockingly. "You think I'd believe that?" Without another word, she turned and walked away. Exhausted, I closed my eyes. Then my phone rang, breaking the silence. My mother's voice came through the line. "Xavier, we talked to Luna. She'll be at the venue tomorrow on time." "Are you absolutely certain about this?" I gripped the phone tighter. My fingers trembled slightly. "I'm certain." My birthday finally arrived. The banquet hall looked breathtaking. Crystal chandeliers sparkled everywhere. The moment I entered, the three women surrounded me. Elena's gaze burned intensely. Her voice dropped low. "Xavier, you look incredible today. I can't take my eyes off you. This suit looks perfect on you." Serena smiled. "Happy birthday." Ava handed me a glass of champagne. I was just about to speak when an odd silence spread through the room. I looked up. Sylvia walked in with Leo, who was wearing the exact same suit. The hall instantly erupted into whispers. The faces of Elena, Serena, and Ava turned pale. "Xavier, we have something to handle. We'll talk later." They all scattered away. I remained standing there alone. My heart slowly sank. Sylvia walked toward me. Her voice was sharp as ice. "Xavier Shea, either go change your clothes right now, or I'll personally rip that suit off you." I clenched my fists and didn't move even an inch. Sylvia frowned. She raised her hand. "Grab him. Take him to change." 2 bodyguards dragged me out by force. 10 minutes later, I returned to the hall wearing a short-sleeved shirt. My face was as pale as paper. The ceremony began. The host smiled and turned toward me. "Young Master Zed, today which lady will you choose as your bride?" I slowly took a breath. "Please wait a moment." Elena frowned. "Xavier, Who are you waiting for? At that exact moment, the banquet hall doors opened. My parents walk in, and behind them stands a tall woman. She's wearing a beautifully tailored gown, and her presence is so overwhelming it almost feels suffocating. She's finally back. My eyes instantly start to burn. My vision turns blurry. Without a second of hesitation, I walk straight toward her. My voice trembles, but it remains firm. I choose her. The entire hall erupts in noise. Everyone knows that Luna and I have been childhood enemies. We fight every single time we meet. No one had any idea that she was the one waiting for me there. Sylvia's face burns with anger as she lunges forward. Javier Jade, what are you doing? I don't even look at her. My eyes stay fixed on Luna, who's standing a short distance away, completely indifferent. But I notice her gaze quickly shifting between me and Sylvia. I said I choose her. I raise my hand and point directly at Luna. The words hit like a bombshell. The hall explodes with commotion. Aren't those two enemies? Oh my God! Sylvia's face twists with murderous rage. She grabs my wrist. Have you lost your mind? What are you even saying? I coldly shake her off. I'm completely sane. Grinding her teeth, Sylvia says, that's impossible. You clearly... I cut her off immediately. Clearly what? A mocking smile forms on my lips. That I chased after you for 20 years? That I couldn't live without you? Is that what you were about to say? I slowly shake my head. Sylvia, you think too highly of yourself. The words hit her like a physical blow. She stumbles a step backward. She has never seen me like this before. Cold eyes. A sharp voice. As if I've become a completely different person. Silence falls over the hall once again. Everyone's eyes turn toward Luna. She slowly walks toward me and studies me as though she's looking straight into my soul. Young Master Jade. She lets out a cold laugh. Don't try the same tricks on me that you use on everyone else. Without hesitation, I look directly into her eyes. I'm not playing any tricks. Our gazes lock together. The guests hold their breath, afraid to miss a single moment. At that moment, Leo pushes through the crowd and reaches Sylvia. He gently grabs her sleeve. Sylvia, maybe young master is just angry. This is all my fault. I shouldn't have come here. Sylvia immediately grabs his shoulder. This isn't your fault. She turns toward me, fury blazing in her eyes. Is humiliating me what you really want? I look at the two of them and feel absolutely nothing. I'm not humiliating anyone. I'm simply making a decision. Suddenly, Luna lets out a faint laugh, breaking the suffocating tension in the room. She turns towards Sylvia. He chose me. Do you have a problem with that? Her words come out casually, yet they carry such authority that there's no room left for argument. Sylvia's expression darkens. Luna, don't get too happy. Javier is just confused right now. He doesn't love you at all. Luna shrugs. So what? It's only an engagement. Love isn't necessary. Those words hit my chest like an icy fist. I know Luna is saying it on purpose. But the indifference in her voice still stings. Sylvia opens her mouth to say something else, but my father steps forward. That's enough. Javier has made his decision. Today's ceremony ends here. Thank you all for coming. Enjoy the rest of the evening. The guests slowly begin to leave, though the whispers never fully stop. I watch Sylvia storm out in anger, and I see complicated emotions in Elena, Serena, and Ava's eyes. Finally, I let out a relieved breath. Then I look at Luna. She has already turned to leave. Wait. Running after her, I say, can we talk? I reach for her sleeve, but she easily steps aside. There's nothing to talk about. At last, Luna turns toward me. Her eyes are cold. I don't know what kind of game you're playing, and I don't want to be part of it. This isn't a game, I quickly say. Every word I said was true. Luna stares at me for a long moment. Then suddenly, she steps forward and grabs my chin in her hand. Javier Jade, you chased Sylvia for 20 years. And now suddenly you want to marry me and expect me to believe it. My eyelashes tremble. She's too close. So close that I can see my own reflection in her eyes. Even if you don't believe me, that's fine. Just give me one chance. Luna lets go of me. Why? Because... I bite my lip. I can't tell her that I've already lived this life once before. Because now, I can clearly see who truly deserves everything. Something flickers in Luna's eyes. But it disappears just as quickly, replaced by indifference again. She turns to leave, throwing only one sentence behind her. Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. Jung Group Headquarters. I remain standing there, watching her disappear at the end of the corridor. Before I even realize it, a smile appears on my lips. This is even better than I expected. At least she's willing to give me a chance. In the far corner of the hall, Leo stares in my direction. The hatred in his eyes is so deep it almost feels tangible. He leans closer to Sylvia and whispers, "Young master must have been threatened by Luna. We can't let this continue." Sylvia's fists tighten. A cold, calculating look appears in her eyes. "Don't worry. I won't let them succeed." My engagement to Luna creates an explosion within Jingbei's elite circles. The other 4 families immediately begin investigating her background, desperate to understand why I chose my old enemy. But Luna's past is impenetrable. According to the reports, she belongs to a hidden empire in Switzerland connected to European financial groups and forces whose names no one dares to speak aloud. How is she this powerful? Sylvia slams the report onto the table. She's just a spoiled girl I've suppressed my entire life. Who gave her the right? Elena thinks for a moment before saying, "Maybe, we never really knew her at all." Meanwhile, Leo is boiling inside. He stole Sylvia and the others because he wanted to see Javier broken and crying, not strong and unshakable. Taking a deep breath, he suppresses his anger and makes a call. The next day, I arrive at my private club. Then voices echo through the hallway. "Sylvia, not here." Leo's voice sounds rough, filled with fake restraint. My footsteps suddenly stop. Sylvia has Leo pinned against the wall, kissing him carelessly. The moment Leo notices me, he deliberately raises his voice. "Sylvia, if young master sees us like this, his heart will break." Sylvia simply laughs with cold disdain. Did he ever think about how badly my heart broke when he chose Luna? I silently stand there and watch everything. In my previous life, a scene like this would have completely shattered me. Now, it just feels pathetic. I turn to leave, but at the corner of the hallway, I crash straight into someone. Luna stares at me with deep, unreadable eyes. "Seen enough." I raise an eyebrow. "Following me?" Luna says nothing. She glances toward them. Before I can say anything, she grabs a bottle of wine from a waiter's tray and walks straight toward Leo. Then she pours the entire bottle over his head. Leo screams and stumbles backward. "Luna, are you insane?" Sylvia explodes in rage. "How dare you?" Luna doesn't even look at them. She grabs my hand and pulls me away, and soon her black car disappears into the night. Inside the car, the tension is suffocating. I glance at Luna sitting in the driver's seat. "Are you angry?" Luna says nothing. The car suddenly accelerates. In a casual tone, I say, "Is it because I went to see Sylvia?" The tires screech loudly as the car violently stops at the roadside. Luna turns to look at me. There's such darkness in her eyes that a chill runs down my spine. "I'm asking you one last time. Why are you marrying me? If this is just to make Sylvia jealous, then congratulations. Your goal has already succeeded. But don't use me as a pawn in your games." Silently, I stare into her eyes. Then I slowly raise my hand and gently touch her face. Luna freezes completely. The sharp coldness around her softens in an instant. I smile and lightly brush near her eyebrow with my fingers. "Luna, are you jealous?" The moment the words leave my mouth, Luna grabs my wrist. "Don't provoke me." Her breathing is dangerously close, carrying the scent of red wine and something intoxicating. Lowering my head with a smile, I say, "What if I do it again?" Luna stares at me for a moment. Then she suddenly laughs and lets me go. "What exactly do you want? You don't even realize you have a fever." Her thumb brushes against my forehead and finds it burning hot. Only then do I start feeling dizzy. Luna's figure in front of me slowly splits into 2 blurry images. Unconsciously, I try to grab her sleeve, but she catches my wrist first. "Stop moving." The car starts driving again. She heads toward the nearest private hospital. I lean back against my seat as consciousness slowly begins to fade away. Through the haze, I can faintly hear Luna's voice over the phone, arranging fever medicine and an 4-drip. The neon lights outside the window blur into colorful streams. I remember that rainy night from my previous life, when my body was freezing cold, covered in blood, and Luna was calling my name with a trembling voice. Then suddenly, a voice pulls me back to the present. After parking the car, Luna looks at me in disbelief. "Can you walk?" I want to say I'm fine, but the moment I move, darkness floods my vision. The next second, someone catches me. The faint pine scent coming from Luna completely surrounds me. She quietly mutters, "What a hassle." Then she pulls me closer. Inside the VIP ward, the doctor adjusts his glasses. His temperature is 102.2. He'll need to stay under observation. Then he hesitates and looks toward Luna. Luna immediately understands and follows him into the hallway. The needle marks on young Master Shi's arm are very recent, the doctor says. They look like forced blood extraction marks. The doctor lowers his voice even further. There are also bruises and soft tissue injuries in several places on his body. It looks recent too. Something's wrong. Luna's eyes instantly turn ice cold. By the time she returns to the ward, I've already drifted into a half-conscious state. The nurse is hanging the 4th-4 drip. The moment the needle pierces my skin, my body jerks and trembles on instinct. Luna stands beside the bed. Her gaze falls on my bare arm, covered in marks. Her fingers crack as she clenches them tightly. Then, in my sleep, I mumble softly, "Sylvia, why?" Luna's face immediately becomes expressionless again. She turns to leave, but a burning hot hand suddenly grabs hers. My voice is barely a whisper. "Luna, don't go." Her footsteps stop. Moonlight slips through the gap in the curtains and falls across my sweat-soaked forehead. Luna silently watches me for a long time. Finally, she sits back down in the chair beside the bed. When I open my eyes again, Luna is still there. Closer now, and slightly tired. My throat feels dry and rough. I'm just about to say something when Luna's face returns to its usual cold expression. "Your fever's gone down." Only then do I realize I'm in a hospital. There's warm water placed nearby. My eyes slowly grow moist. The last time I was sick, Sylvia was busy with Leo. She didn't even bother asking how I was doing. "Thank you," I softly say. Luna pauses while fastening her cuff button. "There's no need. As long as the engagement remains, keeping you healthy is my responsibility." A faint smile appears on my face. I don't point out the contradiction between her words and her actions. "Luna, I had a dream where everyone abandoned me." She looks at me. "Did the fever damage your brain? What kind of nonsense is this?" But before she can finish, I continue. "In the dream, you came back. Only you." The air suddenly falls completely still. For just a single moment, something changes in Luna's expression. But it disappears just as quickly. She picks up her jacket and walks toward the door. Then she stops with her hand on the handle. "How did you get those injuries on your arm?" I look up and give a faint smile. "Would you believe me if I said Sylvia forcefully took my blood for Leo?" Luna's back instantly stiffens. The ward falls completely silent. "Idiot!" She suddenly says it. I blink. "What?" Luna repeats every word slowly. "I said you are a complete and absolute idiot. Letting someone take your blood without fighting back. Letting yourself get pushed around and not retaliating." She lets out a cold laugh and touches the marks on my arm. "What do you call this?" My fingers twitch irritably. I start arguing back, but she cuts me off. "Lie down and rest properly." Placing a hand on my shoulder, she pushes me back onto the pillow in a way that leaves no room for argument. Her palm is warm. That feeling seeps through the coldness of the hospital room straight into me. I look at her. There's turmoil in her eyes that I can't fully understand. Then she lets go of me. She turns around and picks up her jacket. "I'll handle this." The door closes softly, but my heart starts beating faster. Half an hour later, on the top-floor office of Jiang headquarters, Luna throws several files onto the table. "It's all confirmed." Her assistant, Ethan, adjusts his glasses. "Sylvia really did request rhodium-negative blood from Central Hospital last month under the excuse of a medical emergency. The timing perfectly matches the injection marks on young Master Shi's arm." Luna's eyes turn cold in an instant. Ethan continues. "There's more. Elena, Serena, and Ava have been in constant contact with the riding club manager recently. Before young Master Shi's fall, security footage caught their people tampering with the horse feed inside the stables." The pen in Luna's hand snaps cleanly into two pieces. A notification suddenly appears on the phone. She took revenge on her ex-boyfriend by seducing the Jiang heir. The attached photo suggestively shows Javier and Luna staring at each other during the banquet. Luna laughs and calls the PR department. 3 things. First, sue the people who published that article. Second, arrange a press conference. Third, release everything I mentioned before. By noon, all of Jingbei is in chaos. Luna appears at the press conference. Reporters speculate endlessly about her relationship with me. Luna's voice remains calm but firm. My private matters are irrelevant to anyone else. Then Jiang Group officially releases documents. Original copies of Leo's fake academic certificates. Bank transfer records proving he withdrew money from the Shi family for personal gain. And even private recordings of Leo verbally abusing Sylvia. Public opinion instantly flips. I lean back against the hospital bed, scrolling through the flood of notifications on my phone. A faint smile rests on my lips. The ward door opens. Luna walks in and drops another thick file onto my lap. Silently taking hits all the time. Since when did the young master of the Shi family become this weak? I open the file. Inside is even more detailed evidence against Leo. Compromising photos with a former girlfriend and documented proof of massive gambling debts. I look up. A mischievous glint flashes in my eyes. Is the CEO of Jiang Group teaching me how to take revenge? Luna looks down at me. Will you learn? I laugh and pick up my phone. Anonymously, I post the most serious evidence across every major platform. In less than an hour, the #1 trending topic becomes Leo should be expelled from elite society. Inside the Lin family boardroom, Sylvia slams a tablet onto the floor. That filthy Javier. How dare he frame Leo? Elena frowns while looking at the trending topics. This evidence doesn't look fake. Before she can finish speaking, Sylvia grabs her collar. Shut up. Leo is being framed. This is Javier and Luna working together. Ava suddenly speaks up. It seems Luna is planning to buy a piece of land in the Western District. The three women look at each other. They immediately understand one another. Serena pushes up her glasses. If they want to play dirty, then don't blame us for doing the same. That very night, the Lin, Yi, Song, and An families cut ties with Jiang Group. News spreads that the four families are working with banks to freeze Luna's cash flow. When I find out, Luna is inside the study, talking on a call. As I walk in carrying coffee, I overhear her instructing the team to sell the European bonds at all costs and recover the capital. When the screen goes dark, a terrifying silence fills the room. I place the coffee in front of her. Does Jiang Group need help from the Shi family? Luna looks at me. And how exactly are you planning to help? I calmly reply. There are 3 mines under my name. They can be sold immediately. Luna suddenly laughs. Do you understand what that means? Her gaze pierces into my eyes like a knife. I raise an eyebrow slightly. My fingertip lightly taps against the rim of the coffee cup. What does it mean? Luna speaks slowly and carefully. It means that from today onward, the Shi family and the Jiang family will become completely tied together. If this is only about chasing after Sylvia, there's no need to go this far. I almost laugh in disbelief. I'm offering the most valuable assets under my name, and Luna still doubts my intentions. But in that moment, my silence probably gives her the wrong idea. Her eyes grow cold. I don't need your charity. Charity. I stand up. Then I place a document directly against her chest. Does the CEO of Jiang Group really think so little of herself? Luna catches the file before it falls. She opens the first page and instantly freezes. It's the transfer agreement for the Shi family's 3 diamond mines in Africa. My personal seal is already stamped on every page. I don't wait for her response. I turn toward the door. This isn't charity. It's trust. My hand rests against the doorknob. When I turn back, I use the exact same tone she used in the hospital. You won't let me lose, right? Luna stares at me for a full 2 seconds. Then, surprisingly, a faint laugh escapes her lips. Absolutely not. After the door closes, the study falls silent again. Luna sits motionless in her chair for a very long time. She carefully looks through the file. My name is written on every single page. Even the notarization seals are already there. This was never a sudden decision. It had all been planned beforehand. A message from Ethan arrives. The 4 families have joined forces. Tomorrow, they'll file to freeze our assets. Luna's gaze lands on the valuation amount written on the final page of the file. The amount is enough to completely cover Jiang Group's current financial deficit. She walks toward the floor-to-ceiling window. Outside, the city glows brightly in the darkness. A year ago, when Javier Shi left Jingbei for Sylvia, none of who he is today would have made any sense. She makes a call. Reinvestigate Javier Xi's activities over the past 6 months. After hanging up, her fingers brush across the file. Logic tells her this could be a trap. But when she thinks about my eyes and the trust inside them, she simply mutters a curse under her breath. The next morning, the financial world is shaken. Just as the 4 families and their banks move to freeze Jiang Group's assets, an anonymous financial group announces a 5 billion investment into Jiang Group through Xi Group channels. The moment the news spreads, Sylvia explodes inside the boardroom. Find out what Javier and Luna are really planning. Meanwhile, I'm sitting comfortably inside the president's office at Jiang Group, casually watching the morning financial news. Luna opens the door and walks in. Behind her is a team of assistants carrying stacks of files. So, satisfied now? I wave my phone with a grin. Impressive, CEO Jiang. You turned the siege from the 4 families into a joke in just 1 day. The assistants understand the signal and quietly leave the office. Luna walks toward me and suddenly leans forward. Both of her hands land on either side of my chair. Why? She continues. Those mines were your mother's only inheritance. I lean my head slightly back. Because I believe you'll turn them into something far more valuable. Luna's pupils narrow slightly. At that moment, the office door is pushed open forcefully. Sylvia storms inside angrily and freezes when she sees us. Luna, what does this mean? I can feel Luna's body tense up. I let out a soft chuckle and gently pull her back, straightening my clothes. Miss Lin, it seems walking in without knocking is still your habit. Sylvia's eyes burn with anger. Javier, do you really think she cares about you? Luna is just using you. Luna stands calmly and straight. Are you only here to say this? Sylvia lets out a cold laugh. You think winning this round means it's over? The real game hasn't even started yet. She turns and slams the door behind her. Silence falls again in the office. I notice Luna still hasn't taken her eyes off my face. What, did CEO Jiang really get influenced by Sylvia's words? Suddenly, Luna reaches out. Her thumb lightly touches the corner of my lips. It's better if I never find out whether you're playing a game. I grab her wrist. Luna, a tide rising like you should never step back halfway. I lightly bite the tip of her finger. And I never retreat. That night, Luna goes to a private apartment holding a freshly arrived report. In the past 6 months, I have almost completely cut off contact with Sylvia. Instead, I have repeatedly sent people to investigate Luna's whereabouts. The strangest thing is, 3 months ago, I suddenly sold every gift Sylvia had ever given me. Every single penny went into an anonymous fund. Luna stands by the window, deep in thought. She keeps feeling like something important is missing, a missing link she cannot see. Then her phone lights up. A message from me. Tomorrow is an auction gala. Come with me. Luna stares at it for a long time. A faint smile appears at the corner of her lips without her realizing it. But she quickly composes herself and replies, Okay. Then she feeds the entire investigation report into the shredder. No matter what my intentions are, she will reach the truth. But before that, her reflection in the glass shows a small smile she can't fully hide. I've just stepped out of the Jiang Group building, looking down at the confirmation of a mining transfer. Suddenly, someone grabs my wrist tightly. I look up. Leo's face is right in front of me. Young Master Xi. I know I was wrong. His voice trembles, but he raises it deliberately so passers-by can hear. I shouldn't have followed Miss Lin. He suddenly drops to his knees. After everything the Xi family did for me, please, have mercy on me. A crowd quickly gathers. I look down at his act with cold eyes. He sobs loudly. My grades were earned by my own effort. You can't use your power and wealth to scare people like us who have nothing. I let out a cold, faint laugh. Leo, you really are poor. My eyes slowly move over his designer clothes. Just not in the way you think. Your mind is what's bankrupt. A wave of laughter spreads through the crowd. Sharp-eyed employees recognize his outfit immediately. Isn't that the new Chanel pre-fall collection? And that watch, that's Cartier Ballon Bleu, right? That bag, that's Hermes Birkin. Leo's face turns pale. He panics and tries to hide his watch, accidentally dropping his bag. Luxury items scatter across the pavement. I look down at him. I've helped many students before. But you're the only one who bit the hand that helped you. I pull out my phone and tap a few times. All sponsorship records are publicly available on the Xi Group website. The crowd immediately starts searching. Murmurs spread. It's true. The Shi family sponsors over 100 students every year. It's trending. Someone just exposed that Leo's academic record was fake. That's old news. It's been trending for hours. I heard the student he replaced is working somewhere nearby. At that moment, a young man in plain clothes pushes through the crowd. Leo, do you remember me? 3 years ago, you took my university seat. My mother almost jumped off a building because of it. Before he can finish, his hand slaps across Leo's face. Leo screams and swings back. They immediately start fighting. I watch the scene coldly, then turn toward my car. Inside, my phone keeps flashing. Sylvia is calling. I answer. Her voice explodes through the speaker. Javier Shi. How dare you humiliate Leo in public? He's already suffered enough. You have everything, so why? I hang up mid-sentence and block her number. Through the window, I see chaos growing in the plaza. Leo is crawling on the ground, crying, searching for his shoe. My phone keeps ringing. The fake academic record story has hit #1 trending. I chuckle lightly. Let's go, I tell the driver. We've barely moved 2 blocks when the phone rings again. This time, it's Luna. Her calm voice comes through. Finished. I raise an eyebrow. So CEO Zhang knows everything. Luna gives a faint laugh. It's trending. Hard to pretend I didn't see it. A brief silence. Your vocabulary of mind bankruptcy is improving, young master. I reply. So is CEO Zhang calling just to say that? Another 2 seconds of silence. Then, Sylvia just froze 2 of your accounts in the Southern District. She acted fast this time. My finger taps the armrest slowly. It doesn't matter. The important assets were moved long ago. Silence again. I'm about to ask something when I notice a subtle change in her tone, almost hesitation. Remember, come home for dinner tonight. That night, Luna suddenly wakes up to a sound. Heavy, uneven breathing. She opens my bedroom door and finds me tossing on the bed. Cold sweat covers my forehead. My lips tremble. No. Sylvia, car, blood. Luna frowns and steps closer. She is about to wake me when she hears me mutter softly. Luna, don't look at me. I look terrible. Her hand freezes mid-air. Her pupils shrink. Something in that sentence feels strangely familiar, yet not from her memory. But it feels too real, like it truly happened. The next morning, Luna sits in her study. A thick stack of investigation reports lies in front of her. Ethan pushes up his glasses. Now we have the full picture. Over the past 6 months, young Master Shi's behavior has completely changed. The strangest part is, one day before Sylvia's fake death, he withdrew all his investments from her. Luna's eyes darken. Continue. Ethan adds another report. Also, 3 months ago, young Master Shi had a 104-degree fever. After waking up, he immediately sent people to Switzerland to find you. Luna's fingers tap the table faster and faster. Every piece of evidence points toward an impossible conclusion. The current Javier is acting like someone who knows the future. She closes the file. Investigate the anonymous fund under my name. That evening, at a charity gala, Luna walks in with me, her hand resting on my arm. She is unusually quiet. Her fingertip circles the edge of her glass unconsciously. I notice immediately. Thinking about something, Luna asks instead, "Do you remember the 10-year bet?" I smile. You lost. You had to wear a skirt at school. Your father was so angry you stayed in bed for 3 days. I continue casually. The silver ring I gave you, that was the prize. Luna's expression shifts slightly. Then she asks, "Do you know why I went abroad?" My words stop for a moment. Luna's eyes sharpen like a blade. She sets her glass down. Her voice drops so low only I can hear. Javier, I never told anyone why I really left. Who exactly are you? On the rooftop, night wind carries the scent of flowers. For the first time since my rebirth, I feel unsteady. Luna stands in the shadows, half her face lit by moonlight. I take a deep breath. Would you believe me if I said, I already died once? Then I tell her everything. Betrayal, pain, death. When I reach the night of that accident, my voice trembles. They all stood across the road, watching me bleed. Luna's expression shifts from shock to seriousness. Her fists tighten when I mention coming to take my body. Silence stretches between us. Then Luna speaks coldly. So you chose me out of guilt? You decided to make up for it after seeing my reaction to your death? I look up. No lie. She cuts me off. I just need to think about what this is between us. She turns away. Don't look for me tonight. And just like that, I'm left alone on the rooftop. I should have expected this. Someone like Luna, how could she accept a feeling born from guilt? Inside the hall, laughter echoes. Sylvia's voice rings out proudly. Looks like CEO Jiang and the young master are having a little fallout. I wipe the corner of my eye and straighten my posture. Just as I'm about to leave, my phone rings. A message arrives. The 3 mining assets under your name have been returned. Then another unknown number. We're even now. I stop walking. What does that mean? A final message appears. The financial account is settled. Next, we settle between us. In Luna's private wine cellar, she has already finished half a bottle of Macallan. Bitterness still lingers in her throat. She mutters curses into the empty room. Whether it's for the past life Javier, or for herself for falling into the same trap again, even she doesn't know. When the glass is empty again, she gives a faint smile. What an irony! In this life, she had silently chosen to just watch me, waiting in hope that maybe I would turn and look at her. And now, I have turned back toward her, carrying the guilt of a life she never even lived. Luna Jiang, you really haven't changed at all. She leans her head back and finishes the last glass. The glass hits the marble counter with a sharp sound. Then a cold hand grabs her wrist. I am standing right behind her. I don't even know when I came here. I'm barefoot, my feet pressing against the freezing floor. How did you get inside? Her voice is so heavy, almost unrecognizable. I lift a key slightly. You won it in a bet. You forgot to take the spare key back. She turns her face away. Did you come here just to watch me make a fool of myself? I take the glass straight from her hand, tilt her back slightly, and drink whatever is left in it. The burning alcohol stings through me. But I still say it. I didn't come here to tell you I left Sylvia because she betrayed me, and I didn't choose you out of guilt either. My finger brushes the old scar on her eyebrow, the same one we gave each other when we were 15. Because this time, I can clearly see who it truly belongs to. The entire wine cellar falls into silence. Only the faint sound of 2 breaths remains. Luna's throat moves. She wants to push me away, but her fingers close instead, gripping my wrist. Her voice is low. Javier, do you know why I didn't come to your birthday banquet? I shake my head. Her voice stays quiet. Because that year, when you were 22, I saw you walk toward Sylvia. And I told myself, if that's what you want, if that's what makes you happy, I'll let you go without regret. Tears suddenly fall from my eyes, dropping onto the back of her hand. She flinches like it burned her and stands up sharply. But I grab the edge of her jacket. If in this life, I still chose Sylvia, what would you do? Her jaw tightens, trembling. After a long silence, she finally grits out. I would keep watching, until you die in front of me again. Those words break the last wall between us. Luna pulls my hand and runs toward the stairs. My grip starts slipping. Let go of me. Shut up. She kicks open the bedroom door. Laying me on the bed is unexpectedly gentle. Your feet are bleeding. You must have stepped on glass in the wine cellar. She immediately kneels down and uses tweezers to remove the glass shards one by one. When the alcohol swab touches the wound, I flinch. You deserved it, she mutters, but her hands are soft. After bandaging me, she turns to leave. I pull her into my arms. On the day I was reborn, I bought a ticket to Switzerland. She freezes completely. I waited at the airport the whole day. Flights kept getting delayed, then cancelled because of weather. And I thought, I'll wait for you. No matter what happens this time, I won't let you go. Moonlight filters through the curtains. Luna slowly turns and holds my face in her hands. Javier, aren't you afraid we'll end up in the same place again? I lean down and kiss the corner of her lips. Then we'll just find each other again next time. That kiss is light, but it shatters her final wall. When we separate, our fingers are already intertwined. I don't even remember when it happened. At dawn, I wake up holding her in my arms. She is asleep, deeply. The tension between her brows is finally gone. I gently trace her sharp features, from her cheek to the proud bridge of her nose. A news alert appears on my phone. Suspicion of financial fraud in the Lin Group. Stock price drops by 50%. In the boardroom, Sylvia slams a tablet against the wall. Who leaked the fraud report? The CFO hesitates, sweating. The audit confirms. 8 billion is unaccounted for. Sylvia grabs his tie. Shut up. I pay you to solve problems, not create them. She turns to the legal team. File a defamation lawsuit against Jiang Group immediately. But the legal head hesitates. The evidence released by Luna is extremely complete. It even includes recordings of secret bank discussions. Sylvia goes silent. Then she coldly laughs, dialing a number. Activate Plan Elena. On the top floor of the Jiang Group building, I lean against Luna's desk, tapping through data. They sold all their overseas assets overnight. They're going all in. Luna keeps signing documents without looking up. The Lin and Jiang families both terminated 3 joint projects this morning. I smile faintly. Ava is even more ruthless. She's trying to poach our entire chip R&D team. Luna looks up, eyes sharp. Don't worry. Everyone signed non-compete agreements months ago. She'll pay a 2 billion penalty. I lean closer, brushing away her furrowed brow. CEO Jiang looks quite attractive after an all-nighter. She grabs my hand. Young Master CE, this is an office. Before she finishes, Ethan enters quickly. CEO Jiang. Sylvia and the 4 families are short-selling our clean energy division. We look at each other. We both smile at the same time. In the coming weeks, the business world unfolds like a battlefield. Sylvia uses every connection to crash Jiang Group's stock. Luna uses the drop to buy back shares at a discount. Elena's team loses money fighting non-compete penalties. Serena spreads rumors about product quality. I respond by live-streaming the factory floor. Ava's situation is worst. Her blockchain project collapses into a scam. That same day, Ethan rushes in. Mr. CE. Sylvia has mortgaged the Lin family's ancestral property. I pause. Has she lost her mind? Luna holds my hand calmly. She has no way out left. The Lin group is in chaos. That night, Sylvia's secretary trembles. The central bank has been convinced by Luna to intervene. Sylvia freezes. She runs, but reporters surround the parking lot. Inside the car, Leo is already sitting in the passenger seat. His eyes are red. Sylvia, I have a way to turn this around. She shoves him violently. If you hadn't started everything with Javier, none of this would have happened. Leo hits the door, his tears turning cold. That night, I return home alone. Just as I park the car, footsteps rush behind me. Before I can turn, something covers my mouth. A sedative cloth. Leo's distorted face flashes in front of me. Now you pay your debt, young master. Everything goes dark. At the same time, Luna receives an SOS signal. Her expression changes instantly. Drive. Now. A chemical plant, abandoned, filled with a foul smell. I am tied to a rusted chair, staring at Leo. You won't escape this. Leo laughs wildly. Behind him, explosives are being set. Either your life, or your silence. Engines roar outside. A black SUV crashes through the gate. Gunfire erupts. Luna storms in, fighting through them. Blood stains her face, but she keeps moving. Leo grabs me, pressing a knife to my neck. Move and I'll ruin his face. She drops her gun instantly. Are you insane? Run. There are explosives here. Leo forces her down. Bow your head. Tears fall from my eyes. Her voice breaks. And then, a gunshot echoes. Blood bursts from Leo's hand. Luna pulls me behind her, but a blade strikes her from behind. It pierces her chest. Blood splashes across my face. She still stands, fighting. She fires 3 shots and drops the attacker. Then collapses into my arms. Why did you come? She leans against the wall, blood on her lips. Because you're my fiancé. Sirens echo in the distance. Leo lunges for the detonator. Luna fires her last bullets. He falls. Her hand drops. In the hospital corridor, I sit outside ICU like a statue. My hands won't stop shaking. Is she going to die? Ethan nods silently. I stare at the blood on my hands and ask, in my previous life, when I died, was she also this helpless?